just thinking about how sales people in the sales profession like us, are like farmers. There's so many similarities, and I can think of two analogies. One is I knew a kid, he was a trust fund kid, and all of the grandkids were trust fund babies. They had all this money from the grandfather, who was a farmer. In fact, he invented the baby carrots. And so what he did to become a wealthy farmer is he planted a lot of seeds. And of course, naturally, the analogy to us is planting seeds means making the phone calls and sending the emails on a constant basis. I know the top salespeople with our organization, many organizations, there's so many similarities because they're the ones who plant the most seeds. Joe Girard, we talked about him, world's greatest salesman according to Guinness Book of World Records. He would send a card every month to his past customers, and on the front it would say, "I like you." And he would just keep in constant contact. And then in the beginning he would make outbound phone calls after outbound phone call after outbound phone call. So it's constantly contacting the customers, constantly planting the seeds. The guy became a wealthy farmer because he planted so many seeds. He had a lot to harvest. And of course, not every seed that he planted grew, but his job isn't to make every single one grow. His job is to plant lots of seeds and do his best to pull the weeds and make the harvest. And that's what we need to do in the sales profession. Just massive seed planting, and then we can reap the harvest. Analogy number two is what we plant into our brains. I remember when I was the world sales champion with the alarm company years ago. What I did in order to achieve that is I was constantly planting seeds in my mind. That's analogy number two, planting the positive seeds in the mind. We can only hold one dominant thought, and often that dominant thought is our most recent interactions. So I planted sales audio tapes in my brain on a constant basis, constantly planting the good, positive, uplifting thoughts in the brain from successful people. The shortcut to success is to find out what successful people are doing and do the same. What are successful salespeople doing? And copy what they do, because you'll get similar results, right? That makes sense. So that's why it's important to constantly plant the good, positive, uplifting, upbeat thought seeds in our brains. And we have an audio reserve. We have audio programs that you can borrow. Just let me know if you want them. I'll let you borrow them, and then in addition to that, we'll continuously order more. But we want a constant river of good, positive, uplifting seeds being planted in the brain, because that puts us in our best state, our peak state. And it's a constant thing. The mind is like a leaky bathtub. We have to keep filling it with good stuff in order to keep full. And if we don't plant seeds, just like if you look outside where the seeds weren't planted, that's where the weeds typically grow, right? In most cases. So if you plant beans, you get beans. Plant corn, you get corn. You plant nothing, you get weeds. So that's why we have to take the bull by the horns and plant the good seeds in our brains. Make it a great day.